Hey guys, thanks for checking my channel. Today in this video, I'm going to give my thoughts why AWS DMS, that is the Database Migration Service, might not be an effective tool, especially if you want to replicate data from a Postgres database to any destination like AWS S3 or Kinesis. So let me be straight to the point. DMS is just like a tool. It doesn't have a mechanism of its own. So if you want to replicate data from Postgres or MySQL, DMS is going to use those databases inbuilt mechanism for replicating the data. So in case of Postgres, DMS is going to use a mechanism called logical decoding. So this logical decoding is actually an inbuilt feature of Postgres that helps to replicate the data to different destinations. So let me explain how this logical decoding works now in detail. So now you have your application, and this application is now going to write records into a Postgres table. So it may perform operations like insert, update, or even delete. All the records written by this application are going to be stored inside Postgres disk by means of a native Postgres mechanism called WAL. WAL stands for write ahead logs. And then you have your DMS, and now this DMS is going to replicate the data from the Postgres table and then going to store those replicated data into AWS S3. So now how this whole replication process happens. This is where the replication slot comes into place. If you want your DMS to be able to replicate a Postgres table or even a set of tables, first you have to create a replication slot. This replication slot keeps track of the progress of the DMS consumption from Postgres. To make it even more clear, imagine this application has now written like 10 records to a Postgres table, and DMS has consumed 8 records. Now this replication slot informs DMS that it has to next consume the 9th record. So this replication slot keeps progress of this DMS consumption by means of a component called LSN. LSN stands for log sequence number. You can think of LSN as a pointer to a record inside WAL. Important thing to remember here is once DMS finishes reading a record inside a WAL pointed to by a LSN, this particular LSN will be removed from the slot. This is to prevent the replication slot from keep growing because replication slot actually consumes space inside the Postgres disk. And now the interesting part, which is logical decoding. Logical decoding is actually a Postgres inbuilt feature which is actually going to read the records from WAL pointed to by LSN and then convert these records into an easily understandable format like a JSON format and then streams these records to DMS. So you can think of the records as like CDC events, which stands for change data capture. So for example, if this application is going to perform an insert operation, then logical decoding is going to produce a JSON format of that record along with the type of operation and then stream this record to DMS. So this might be a good example of how this record looks like. So if this application has inserted a record with 2 columns like ID 10 and name David, then logical decoding is going to stream this JSON record along with the operation type, which is insert, and then provide this provide the stream to DMS. And then DMS is going to dump this change into AWS S3. So everything works right. That is, this logical decoding is reading from WAL pointed to by the LSN and then streaming those records into DMS. But that's not the case. You actually start noticing the problem of DMS here when something happens to that replication slot. So now I will explain that problem with an example. So now we have our DMS which has already consumed the records from WAL pointed to by LSN1 and LSN2. Now it is looking for the records pointed to by LSN3. Now all of a sudden, someone is dropping this replication slot. This can happen definitely. This can happen during some crucial maintenance operations where it's going to be difficult to perform the maintenance until we drop the replication slot. Or it can also happen during version upgrades. So if you want to upgrade the Postgres database from one version to another, then definitely you have to drop the replication slot. This is very rare, but it definitely happens. So whenever this replication slot is dropped, now we have to create a new replication slot, and this new replication slot is going to come with a new set of LSNs. Now this new replication slot is going to point LSN A to DMS, but DMS is looking for LSN3. but this replication slot is going to provide it with LSN A. So this is going to result in error operation. And now what a developer is going to do during these situations, he or she is going to trigger a reload operation on the DMS side, and this reload operation is going to create a snapshot of the entire Postgres table or set of all the tables, and only after this snapshot is complete, this new replication slot is going to be ready to start streaming the new CDC events pointed to by the new LSNs to DMS. So until the snapshot is over, this new replication slot will not be able to stream any data to DMS. This means during the snapshot time, there is going to be a data unavailability window to DMS. And bigger the size of the Postgres table, longer is the unavailability window to DMS. There is also another problem with these snapshots. So what actually a snapshot is doing? Imagine you have a record with ID 10 and address Sydney. Okay, and now the application is going to make an update to this record with ID 10 and change the address from Sydney to Melbourne. So what a snapshot is going to do is, it is not going to give you two CDC events, but rather it is going to consider only the latest state of the record, which is ID 10 and address Melbourne, and going to give only this latest record when the snapshot is over. This is okay for insert and update, but there is a crucial problem here. Now imagine you have these two CDC events: insert ID 10 address Sydney, update ID 10 address Melbourne. Okay, you have these two CDC events, and these two CDC events are already sent to DMS during the first replication slot, and DMS has already stored these two events into AWS S3. Now this first replication slot is dropped. You create a new replication slot. So now you are going to trigger a reload of DMS, and a snapshot process is going to happen. Now during this snapshot process, imagine the application is actually deleting this record ID 10 from Postgres. Snapshot is going to consider this record as completely deleted. By the time the snapshot is over, you will not have this record ID 10 at all in the new snapshot. But you already have the insert and update operation for this record with ID 10 inside your AWS S3. But this deletion event is not available anymore. This means you are storing a record inside your destination, that is AWS S3, which is not valid anymore. So now we have seen two problems when we are using DMS to replicate a Postgres table. The first one is higher data unavailability window, and the second one is losing crucial deletion events during the snapshot time. So these are the main reasons why I felt DMS might not be a perfect tool to replicate Postgres data, or any tool that uses the logical decoding and replication slot from Postgres might not be a perfect tool if you want to replicate the Postgres data. So this is my observation while experimenting with DMS. In case if someone has already solved this problem with DMS itself, please feel free to mention in the comment section. So in the next video or in one of the upcoming videos, I will try to explain how you can actually address these kind of challenges while replicating Postgres data using a native event streaming approach. So thank you very much for watching this video.